Hey everybody, welcome to Drenible. This is our observation post. I'm Wes, this is Jackson. Jackson, say hi.
Hello.
Hello. As you can see, we're in the middle of assembling all of our gear. And so this is really our first video, and thought we'd tell you a little bit about what we're trying to accomplish, what gear we've bought so far, what we've learned, because we are brand new at this. But it's a hobby Jackson and I wanted to do together, so darn it, we're going to do it, right, man? Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. So, we didn't really know much about astronomy or astrophotography. We knew you could do it, and we had YouTube, so there you go. I'm a software developer by trade, and Jackson is an up-and-coming nerd, so we figure we can figure this out. So the first thing we did, we went out and bought a Celestron 8SE, really nice telescope for, you know, the kind of $1,200 to $1,500 range, and then started adding parts as we learned more about how do you auto calibrate it, and ultimately, you know, we wanted to be able to go, you know, find Jupiter and have the telescope slew to Jupiter for us. But we didn't know how to do it, and it takes a lot of reading. Folks out there have been doing this a while. If you're watching this, you know, obviously know as you were learning the hobby, all the things you had to learn. We're very, you know, lucky to be in a day and age where we have YouTube and you know, the internet out there and all of this cool gear. But as we started adding things to that 8SE, it became clear that we wanted a beefier, sturdier mount, and so I started looking around. I like Celestron is very available, and there's lots of information out there for it. Seemed like a good way to get started. So what we did was really I found the Evolution mount, which is this guy here, and said, well, we'll just go buy the Evolution scope and then sell the 8SE. Our 8SE has only been used 4 or 5 times. So it's practically brand new. So we have a good deal out there on the internets for that. Went out and bought the Celestron Evolution 9.25. This is the mount. The telescope is actually sitting over here. We're attaching parts to it now. Couple of things that we really liked about this is it has 4 auxiliary ports in it. It has built-in Wi-Fi. The head actually has clutches, so that if you need to move it around, you don't have to worry about, you know, grinding on the gears. It had a built-in battery. All those were things you have to add if you need them to the 8SE. So that was a good upgrade. This is a much sturdier mount, so less wobble and movement. So we started there. I hooked up the StarSense auto finder system to it, and we went out and took that first picture of Jupiter, which is pretty good Jupiter shot. We want clear and more detail, like we want to be able to see, you know, the storm, all of that. So kept looking and digging and figuring out what we wanted to do next. We've added a Celestron autofocuser to the telescope, which took a little bit to install, but not too bad. I'm not that great with my hands. Got it hooked up. We since then have stepped up from the StarSense camera to the StarSense auto align, and so reading up on that, that's a much more accurate way of auto aligning the telescope. It's got a much better camera, better software for figuring out where you're at and aligning the telescope. I just installed it today, so I haven't even looked at the instructions yet. Then we went to the next thing really to figure out was how do we get the telescope outside and us inside where it was warm. Because the last thing I want to do when it's 30 degrees out is sit outside for 90 minutes trying to get something imaged. And so started doing some research on that, and bought the ASI Air Plus hoping that what this was going to do was allow us to view the camera remotely. Which it does that, but I think the application for this is more deep sky. I think for folks that have an equatorial mount telescope, and look folks, we're just reading this stuff. We're completely new to it. So this, why don't you hold that for them? Kind of turned out to be overkill. I hooked it up and got the camera, looked through it. We really want somebody who's got live view and will help us align the telescope remotely so we're not sitting out there getting it aligned. And so I did some more reading and found out that you can actually connect a computer to your telescope if you get a little fanless PC. And so we bought one of those. This is made by B-Link. Excuse me. And so it's small enough, this is it here, it's small enough that you can actually strap it to the telescope. This one has an AMD Ryzen 5800H processor, 16 gig of RAM, 500 gigabytes of storage, then of course it has Wi-Fi. So the plan is we connect up, run our camera into the computer. We have a monster long HDMI cable that we will run here inside the camper, and then use wireless keyboard and mouse to control the computer. That should run our camera capture, and I think, what's the app we've installed? We're learning to use SharpCap as our way of capturing our images and using our camera. And then, of course, we're using the CPWI software from Celestron to control the mount. We'll run both of those on the PC there. It's been kind of wild because I bought a tablet and extra Wi-Fi dongles and all this stuff trying to figure out what was the right solution. There wasn't a no-brainer guide that I could find where we could go up and say, do these 10 things and that'll get you started. So I had to kind of piece it together. Maybe as we get better at this, we'll do a guide. We'll put one together for folks. What do you think? Yeah. So what else? We did. I did upgrade the aiming scope for the telescope. These telescopes come with a little red dot kind of designed to get you in the general area you're trying to point. If in case you have alignment problems, I still find after using the 8SE for a few times that having that aiming scope is probably a good thing. So we went ahead and upgraded to the Celestron illuminated reticle for that. What other gear have we gotten? The autofocuser. You can run that through the ZPWI software so that you're not out there banging on the camera and making it wiggle. That's pretty much the gear. So let's talk about our observation post. This is our RV. And Jackson, tell them about some of the trips we've taken in this RV.
So, we went to a beach with this RV.
We did. Yeah. And you remember we went to South Carolina, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe with a different RV, but...
No, that was this one. We went to South Carolina with this RV. But it's nice. The spot we're going to set up our telescopes right outside. Probably just 10 or 15 feet from the RV. It gets clear enough to where the telescope can see enough of the sky pretty quick. And then we have dedicated Starlink for this RV, so we have really good internet here. What else? A nice outside lighting, so when we're setting up and stuff, we're pretty well lit. And the best part is it's warm in the winter and cool in the summer in here, so we're not going to go nuts sweating and freezing. And it's pretty comfortable. Yes. Yeah. So it makes a really good observation post. We were looking around at like a dome to cover the camera, so we can cover the telescope, so we can leave it outside, and that was going to add probably $4,000 or $5,000 to this project. I kept looking. We haven't ordered it yet, but I found a yard box actually that has a sliding roof. You can get it from Home Depot. That should be tall enough to house the telescope, and safe enough to be able to keep it outside. It'll keep it. It should keep it covered, and then we'll run power to it and probably a dehumidifier inside it to keep the telescope from picking up bugs and mold. Okay. So what kind of things are you looking forward to seeing, Jackson?
We will look at other. We may look at other planets and stars, and then once we get to that pass, we can get to extreme objects.
Like what kind?
Black holes, neutron stars.
Yeah.
Red giant stars.
Yeah.
White dwarfs.
Mm-hmm. There's a bunch out there.
Yes.
So what's the first thing we're gonna go try and image? What are we hoping to catch this weekend?
First of all, the moon.
The moon. Yep. Supposed to be a full moon on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So we're excited about that. Hopefully the weather, right, is good to us. I haven't seen it yet, but my phone's you're on our phone. I've been watching there's an app to tracking clear skies, and I think we're expecting probably some light clouds, so that may goof us up for Sunday, but we're gonna try anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be our first attempt with all of this set up. I got one piece of gear still coming in. It's a reducer. The focal length on this telescope is quite long, like 2300 millimeters, I think. So let's ask our friend AI. We use ChatGPT to figure out a lot of stuff. What is the focal length of the Celestron Evolution 9.25? So focal length of 2,350 and an f10 focal ratio. So when you point that thing at the moon with the camera, I mean, you're looking at craters, you're not looking at the whole moon. So one of the things we're going to experiment with on Sunday is I ordered a reducer that I think it reduces the f-stop of the camera, the focal length, by like 33% or 37%. I don't remember now. And the goal is to be able to see the entire moon with the camera we have. We've got a ZWO ASI 678, I think it's the MC, is the camera we're using. It's the first camera we bought. That one said it really was good for kind of all-around viewing planets and the moon. It's kind of, and then doing some astrophotography. So that's why we started there. If I can't get the whole moon with that camera, we'll probably take a step down by another camera that's got, I don't know, larger sensors. I've still got some research to figure out how to do that. But I think the right answer is really larger pixels, I think. This reducer should help, but again, we've just been reading stuff and doing lots of ChatGPT. What else, buddy? What else do we want to tell them? Can't think of anything?
No.
Okay. So every time we go out and do any imaging, we're going to film it and we're going to share as we learn. And we hope you'll tune back in to see what we're doing. We have Facebook. We've got YouTube, where you'll end up seeing this video on one of those, I'm sure. But also check out our website. We're Drenible.com. You can email us at info@Drenible.com if you want to reach out and chat. If you've got advice, feel free to drop by our Facebook page and drop it there, or comment on our videos. We got a lot to learn, and so you're going to watch us learn it, make mistakes, and spend money we shouldn't. that Celestron 8SE that's sitting right there, beautiful, nearly brand new telescope, is up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Also, you can reach out to us if you're not aware. Drenible is a play on words for Nerdable, because we own Nerdables. It's a laser engraving, 3D printing, sublimation and collectibles store in Roxborough, North Carolina. So we did a little play on words with our store name to come up with our observation post, and that was mostly Jackson's idea. Yeah, I wanted to call it observation post Squidgy, because that's Jackson's nickname, right, Squidgy? Yeah, but he went, no, we gotta have something with nerd in it. Yeah. So we did Drenible. That's what Drenible means. Yeah. So if you're interested in the telescope, reach out to us at Nerdables. You just do a search on Nerdables, you'll find us, or you'll find me, Wes Lathan, on Facebook. I'll see if I can put a link to it. That guy's about $2,500 for the telescope there. With the Star Sense, we're asking $1,800, so it's brand new. The thing's a steal. Anyway, I guess we will see you on Sundays. We try and image the moon, and we'll do a quick year update, as that day we'll be setting the telescope up outside. It's supposed to be really cold, like in the 20s. So hopefully we get that done really quick. Maybe I'll get it set up during the day when the sun's still out, and then we can kind of take a tour of the outside and show you where we're going to put our deck box. We got to build a deck for it too. That'll get Granddad involved. He likes to build a good deck.
Yeah.
All right, folks, that's it for tonight. Thanks for joining us for our first video. We'll get better at these, and I'll get him talking more, because he is really excited about this, trust me. All right, you want to say goodbye, Squidgy?
Bye.
All right, see y'all later.